Hello and welcome. My name is Matthew Greer, and today I'm going to be talking about protists and prokaryotes. This is prepared for Biology 505 through Grand Canyon University, and my instructor is Dr. Michael Rothrock. Without further ado, let's jump in. We're going to talk about the difference between prokaryotes and protists and how the two affect human life. So what is the difference between prokaryotes and protists? Well, prokaryotes are single-celled. They have no nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. They reproduce asexually, and they have a single circular chromosome. On this picture here on the left-hand side, I have Vibrio Cholera, which we're going to talk about its effects on humans in a little bit. They're very small. They're single-celled organisms, free-living, mostly found in marine environments. And now let's talk about protists. Protists can be singular or multicellular, and they are eukaryotic, meaning that they have a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. So you'll find mitochondria, you'll find chloroplasts, sometimes you'll find both inside of protists. They have a nucleus. They also reproduce sexually, and they have rod-shaped chromosomes. These are Karenia Brevis cells, and we're going to talk about those in a couple slides. So how do these organisms affect humans? Vibrio cholera, it's a prokaryote. It produces a toxin that infects the intestine, and it causes symptoms like diarrhea and metabolic acidosis and hemolytic shock. It also can cause nausea and vomiting. It can be acquired from drinking untreated, contaminated water. Usually, you find it in areas close to the ocean, close to salt water. It was responsible for a large epidemic in London. It also occurs after natural disasters, such as tsunamis, where you have this seawater mixing with fresh water. And Vibrio really likes to be in places where people eat each other's excrement. That's kind of where it ends up in the mouth somehow, usually through contaminated drinking water. Karenia Brevis, on the other hand, is a protist. It's eukaryotic, and it lives in ocean environments as well, but it creates a toxin that when this organism is eaten by shellfish, it's now in the food chain, and as humans eat it, they also acquire the toxin. K. brevis also has a unique trait to it that it is able to create an airborne toxin that can harm beachgoers. So this diagram here on the right shows areas where they've had red tide with this Karenia brevis from 1953 to 2014, and as you can see, it affects nearly all of the coastline on Florida, all the way around. So both of these have a large effect on human life. Cholera is not as common in developed countries because they usually have drinking water that has been tested and made sure that the procedures are cleaner. But this protist, Karenia brevis, this happens yearly. So it's a big effect on humans. While preparing this, these are the references that I used. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something. Thank you.